YouTube. Okay. Good.
Streaming on YouTube.
Stream straight to YouTube. Now, I've got a playlist of videos that you guys can go and watch. Yeah, don't worry. Because so that you can all get the benefit of... okay, good. All right, so... the first thing I would do is, if you want to see the materiality of objects, you can change it to shaded. Now you're going to start getting some of the materiality.
I have full region over.
Yeah, so you might have to get rid of that to start seeing the materiality. Okay. So let's just hide that for a second. Let's just start. You've also got an option here where you can go realistic. So then you can see the realistic. So that's what you want to get to. You maybe want to plan. Look, you want some of your plans in black and white for construction purposes. But you guys go into this weird realm where there's materials, so you have to start playing with both. Okay, so if you look at the walls now, you'll see that everything, it looks like brick material. So here you can see, you can actually get quite a good look and feel already. The concrete is nice already. Look at how the concrete will read. So you can actually switch off all your filled regions now, and you'll start seeing the materiality. Okay, you'll start seeing it correctly. And half of it's there. And you can see here's the concrete. Just is too much concrete, for example. Okay, I'm going to create a new 3D view in the room here, and we're going to look at some stuff, and then we can start fixing. Okay. So if you go to view, and you go to camera, and you create a camera. So this is a different type of camera. This is designed to give you an interior look. Okay, if I went to realistic now. So what we need to fix is you need to start fixing inside of here. You need to start fixing, because if you've just used brick, it's all going to have this weird... Okay, everything's concrete at the moment, so you're not going to get a good... So let's just go center, orbit. Don't worry, I'm just in a room at the moment. And okay, let's just walk a bit. Just no, yours is too fast. It will do this because there's a lag. But anyway, we'll get there. Come on. Yeah. Okay, next thing, while you're setting these views up, make a decision now, how do these things fit on your sheet? So by which I mean, this has a size. So you can go field of view, or you can say log proportion. So here, field of view, think of that this is, so if this needs to be an A3 size image, change it here. So maybe it's, let's make it a A4 for now. So 210. So I've just increased the size. It should, I must maybe switch off. Yeah, anyway, now it's increased. You can go and change this to be 297. Now this is a proper A4, and then you lock it. Then you zoom in and out here to see what you want to see, because it's got this on. Oh, it's the wrong way around, so it should be. There we go. So, okay, now Shift W, the center over here, and orbit. I can zoom out. Oh, wait a minute. None. That's why. That's why. And you want everything to be new construction. So you guys must make sure. Face filter, none.
Every new view.
Every view. Look, there we go. Now your materials are back. Okay. So that's a big for the class. I'll keep this recording. I'll take a little snippet of this and just say, look guys, every single view, phase filter, none, phases, new. Okay, so let's just zoom into that. Orbit, now it's working all right. What's also neat is you can change, this is something quite interesting, if you're doing interior shots. So let me just quickly get this into the room. So zoom.
Perspective view.
Yeah, I'll show you now. So zoom, zoom. Okay, and let's just, now in the center around an object, that column maybe, an orbit, or I must select something close by. Center, so try and find something close. So like this wall maybe, okay, then you can orbit around it. Now you can switch on, so Shift W on your keyboard, you can go up and down. Now you can look around and find the right type of view. Now, interior scenes, typically, they don't work from like outside of a building. You've got to fudge the view angle a bit. So here you need to play with this icon. So you're going to go and change your increase and decrease focal length, because you want to try and capture more. You see what it does, but you'll get a fisheye effect. So just be careful. Yeah, so in small spaces, you want to create a fisheye effect. From the exterior, you want to leave it because that's more of a true point of view. But in a room, your eyes, if you took a camera and you went, you only get that, but your eyes are giving you more. So that's what this allows you to do. It allows you to give a larger field of view, because technically maybe that's what I would see in the space. Okay, now with these materials on the walls, so escape. Now if I zoom in, you can just move this out the way for a bit. Now what you can do is, if you're happy with this view, you can lock it, save orientation. So now I can't change how things orientate, I can't zoom. So Shift W, it won't allow me to do anything. So it locks the view just like this. So this is a save view. Okay, good. Now these walls, for example, you're going to have all different types of finishes on these walls. But what's neat is, if you go to architecture, so you can either put a plaster layer on the wall it's got a certain color the whole time, or there's a nice tool. If you select the wall, just remember your walls must stop underneath the slab. If they go through, if you cut a section through, it doesn't read correctly. So your slab, I've got a feeling you must just tell this wall to stop. It must just be top offset. I think it was minus 150, you guys. Make sure all your walls do that. You'll see it'll drop the wall and it'll create a perfect line there now. Okay. Give it a couple seconds, it'll be fine. There we go. So there's technically, anyway, I'm just being nitpicking at the moment. Okay. Now, you've got an option now where you can paint objects. Paint. So say now I want to paint this wall with any type of material. Plastic, anything. Soft wood. I could go and paint that surface now. Voila. Now it becomes soft wood. Okay, especially in this case where you've got walls. But what you can also do is you can split the surface up. So if I go over here, I'll use this command. I can actually draw on this face, and I can split the wall up. I can split the materials up on the wall, and then paint material in there and paint material in there. So I could create a rectangle like this. Don't work in perspective, rather use your 3D view and focus on that object rather, and have this view on the side that you can see how it's progressing. I'll show that now. Now that I've split this wall up, the face up, because now I'm using your RAM. So yeah, you'll see now if I go to paint, I can paint concrete infill into that piece, or if I keep tabbing, 3D view is not the best view to do this, but I could paint that little piece as well. I can make that separate. I can make that a separate material. So it's quite neat. Okay, but now I'm just going to say I want to remove all of that. So remove that, and remove that, and I want to remove that. This guy you just delete, and then it deletes the. Okay, now let me explain how this works. Poltergeist. So you saw what I did there. I grabbed the wall element, then I used this tool quickly. Yeah, switch off your sun study. So now I'm focusing on this. Hey? Okay, I'll show you now. Okay. In 3D view, all I did. This view will take time because it has to render. Select. So let me select maybe that stuff. The column, tab until you select the column.
These columns, we can't flip them or something.
Oh no, wait. You guys have switched, they've switched off pin objects. If you unpin it, then I grab it, now I can select it. It can still be pinned.
But now you can actually select it.
Now you can select it. Okay. So that's something to note. So there's all these little gremlins that come out, but that's fine. You click this icon over here. Now what it does is, now it gives me a much better view. And here you can change this perspective, or you can change this back to orthographic. Okay, now let's just go and see.
So I can work and render my materials in this little box.
Yeah. So this is where I would work because it's easier to work. You don't want to work with this view because it has to render. This you just jump back to this view to see how the look and feel is coming off. And I would don't pick the views that you want, set them up, lock them. It prevents you from doing too much additional work on views that don't mean anything. Okay, but this also works for section views. You can also use realistic mode and then work on those. You can do the materials here. Okay, right, so let's just get back to 3D view. Now, families, they come with their built-in materials. So that's just something you got to remember. But I'm going to show you very quickly how I'm going to make a wood material, and I'll apply it to this column, for example. So let me show you that step by step. So at least you understand how materials work and how they function. Okay.
Wood, I actually understand. Could we do like on the glass and change it to
Frosted. Yeah. Okay. Okay. On a shop front, this is good because it's going to cover a couple steps, which are going to be very useful for you. Okay. So if you go to Manage and you go to Materials, I'm going to close. Before I do this, close this view because it's rendering in the background. So close that tab so we're not using copious resources. First thing you do is go and I would build the materials that you want. The best place to start is go and find the material that you're looking to, maybe JLD glass or one of those. But there's a little thing hidden here that people always forget. You can create a new material, but there's also a library. Open existing library. I know there's a library of materials. Where is it again? No, I can't find it. Create new library. No, open existing library.
No, it is like material libraries. You just, when you type in a word, you get more options.
No, there's a thing missing here. Let me show. I'll show you what I mean. There's a part here where you can go. Here it is. Sorry, Jason. So if you click this icon over here, open and close Asset Browser. Okay, so we need to understand how this works. Okay, and here's my material library. I just want to see if I can. It's this one here. Here we go. This is what I wanted to show you. There's a whole library hidden in here already that has all these materials pre-made that you just double click them and they will start being deposited in here. Okay, this is what I wanted to show you. It's always hidden. I don't know why they've never really showed this correctly. Because now if you go to glass, you'll be fine that your frosted glass is already here. There, glass frosted. Double click. Guess what? Now it's added to your project. Ta-da! Now, we don't have physical. Don't remove physical. We're not doing calculations. Thermal remove. We want our appearance. Now, let's just go and check how this is going to look. So what's neat is if you drag this down, it'll start rendering it better so you can see it better. So now you need to see in here if that's the material that you're looking for. Because you can replace this asset with a different type of frosting. You can get different frostings, like a blue, a purple, because you can get them frosted in different colors. Okay. So if I wanted to, I can go and replace asset now. An appearance library, if I go to glass now, then you can see here there's a whole lot of textured glass. Here they've got textures on them, bubbles. It's crazy. Frosted light. I maybe want a frosted mosaics. It's got a mosaic pattern in it. Okay, so these things, if you double click and you open up the asset, so if I open this up now, look what it does. So it's got this mosaic.
Oh, I see.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
So you keep replacing the asset until but what's nice is it's preset all of this up for you. Now the only trick now is you must use this icon. So what it does is when you're in like a shaded, not hidden, but in a shaded mode, it'll start using these colors.
Instead of just gray.
Yeah. However, surface, you can put some surface patterns on the glass, or you can put a cut in the glass, but for glass, leave it none. Glass, we never do that, okay. Here with transparency, you can switch it off now and you can tone it down a bit because it's not totally transparent. It's about 85% transparent. 80% trans, because that's why it's frosted. You're just trying to give the illusion. Appearance, this is all good. We'll leave everything as is because this comes preset to give you the right. Press apply, press OK. Okay, now we've got that frosted glass. Now, in a curtain wall panel, so what you can do is you can change the whole system, but if they're all sharing, so maybe this is your internal, I would duplicate this curtain wall system, edit type and duplicate it, make it your internal, so make this curtain, you can just say curtain, INT, and then here you can go maybe for frosted, or frost, for example, just so you understand. Now, you need to change what glazing panel this uses. So we need to create a glazing panel. So before we do that, just press apply because we've applied it to the system. Here we're going to go down, we're going to go to families, we're going to go to curtain panels, glazed, and we're going to duplicate this. Duplicate, and we're going to call this. Here, you just go and find your frosted glass. Then you start seeing, you can change this appearance, environment. So here we can change what you're looking at. So just say curtain wall panel. So now you can see it in your curtain wall system. Press OK. Watch this. Apply. Press OK. Now, in this view, go back to the system, the curtain panel system, edit type. Here you're going to go replace that with, guess what? Now, watch how nice it'll look. It'll look, even in the view, it'll go frosted. But maybe I need to change. You can see it changes different, but now I need to change the glass a bit more. So back to materials. I don't want it that translucent still. So glass frosted, graphics. Now you see, it's frosted it a lot more. And that's kind of what you're trying to allude to. You can make it 10%, 20%, then it'll be grayed out.
So if you were, for example, glass, but then just a part of it is frosted, then you would...
Okay, yeah, I'll show you that now. Just, this system must just be... And then, yeah, trim single, modify, just a quick, use a trim single command, pick the face.
Because that type of frosted is not really sticker.
No, you can also get panels that come pre-frosted. You can stick on decals. Okay, it's a membrane that they stick on, but you can get it frosted from the manufacturer.
I know that, but for a panel that's like that's unfrosted at the top and the bottom and then frosted at the center, is that noise?
No, that's also a frosted piece that will just go in that section. You could also use, it depends. You can get them, you can buy them frosted already. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's, yeah, either or. Okay, cool. Now that we got this in, but say now this is your system. But you could have also left it as glazing like this one, and then you just insert a panel. Okay. So now you can see materials are actually, and then you paint the materials as you need them, build in your ceilings. Once you start building in your ceilings, and that will start making a bit more sense. But I would set up your sections. There you can start working with materiality, create your materials that you need. Okay, you've got the whole material library. Let's just connect the dots. Right. Cool. Now, we're going to split this guy up. So what I like about working in this view, if I go to front view now, architecture. Oh, and by the way, if it's at an angle to something, if you right click on this guy and you say orientate to plane, and you pick a plane now, so say now this glazing panel, so zoom in, tab until you set the glazing panel. If I select the glazing panel, the front of it, guess what will happen? I'm looking straight at it. Okay. Now, I want to go and add in, so let's just go and say I want a panel there and I want a panel there. What it does is it makes a grid, so if you keep tabbing, you can grab the grid and you can move them, you can use dimensions, do the same here, tab, get that guy. Okay, so now these two, so now you just exit tab until you get the panel, unpin that one, Now you see you wouldn't be able to select it with that icon. So this would have been a nightmare again. Now it's all these little hidden things. Now that these two panels are, so you press tab until you select the panel. Now you're going to press tab again. Now you press control. Now you got it. Now you go here and you change that to glazed.
Oh, just as simple as that. Nice.
Good. You can even put a decal on here with like a name in the render view. So if you go to insert decal, so say now if you want to drop a decal in here, but it has to be in realistic mode. So in realistic mode, yeah, you see that if you zoom in, it will be frosted. The material will be frosted, but we must fix. So the material is not working. It's not translucent. There's something wrong there because that looks more frosted than that. So let's just go and sort that out. You got to change this over here. Okay.
Is it maybe because that use render appearance is weird?
No, I think it's 0.5. Now let's make it 1.2. Just change this to curtain wall. So change this to curtain wall, and then here I want to see render scene. I want to see production quality. Yeah, that's the way it should look. See that? Okay. That's strange. Why is it not looking correct? It looks correct in the render, but it's not looking correct in the.
What's happening on the graphics render?
Just want to see here reflection, advanced.
And under graphics, if you select use render appearance.
No. In realistic view, it shows the object realistic. That's here, absorption rate. I think it's here. I want glass. Let me just undo this. It's supposed to give me custom 0.2.
You're going to get that
That's strange. Reflection. It's supposed to. Let's see why. Very strange. Materials.
Is it maybe
No.
the panel itself that's wrong?
Here, it's got some absorption distance, 50 millimeters. Why is it doing this? Custom index reflex. Make this 150, so it's quite a lot. That's very strange. It should be doing this. I'm going to increase the roughness.
Why are some of them that on?
No, it's just saying that it's missing. The assets are from exterior, and it could lose. That's strange. It should be working. I'm wondering if it's just...
He likes the paintings.
Let me just make sure. Maybe I've made a mistake here. So maybe in the frosted... Ah. It's supposed to be... As it renders here, it's supposed to look...
I don't know if that's just you. That's why I'm picturing that she's busy with her arms finding like triple exams. And she doesn't have it. So I need to go fetch her because she doesn't know what she's doing. Tries to implement that. Oh yeah, it's...
I wonder if the machine is just battling to... Because it shouldn't be... So let's just change this down a bit. 0.8. Glass. Custom.
I was like, no, that was my first time ever touching it. And I looked down, and I was
Yeah, so you want it like that. You want it...
It's my name is right down. We sat over, and I started crying, and I kept talking, my hands are shaking. I was like,
You might find if you zoom in, it's there. It's just not visible. You can see it's there when you zoom in, but it's not doing the reflections correctly. It's not frosting it. So what we can maybe do in that one, so this is got materials. I'll show you what we'll do.
I suppose changing its transparency would read it as frosted.
Hey?
Changing the transparency would read as frosted.
It's got to do with just see why this thing. There used to be a translucent thing here, but that's missing. It's weird. Let me just change this. I'm going to replace this asset with a box standard appearance library. I'll show you why. I'm going to replace it with just a normal glass. Clear frosted. Yeah, this is better. See, this is what you want to see, rough. I think this is going to be better. Yeah, you want this visibility thing. So now it's worse.
It's darker.
It's darker, but you just want it whiter. Okay, so we're getting there. Ah, that's why. You want this.
Kimmy, would you mind if I see Kimmy next? Because it would be you next.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Nope. It's the black face culling. That's all.
That's this material that it gives you that effect, but maybe let's just try that. That's so strange. It's supposed to give you that realistic material. This thing is not behaving. It's just behaving, but it's just the wrong. That is the strangest thing. I've always changed that, and it's been transmissive color. I'm going to make it white. Visibility, black face culling. I'll put that on as well. Relief, advanced controls. Let me just see here.
Shouldn't the relief pattern be on?
No, you don't want to relief pattern because you just want the effect. That is so strange. Let's go to your 3D view now and let's see if that's maybe giving us a better... It shouldn't. It should be giving it to you like that's doing. Just say continue for me. Okay, that's something I'll look into. Okay, I'll do some research about that. All right, but technically it should be doing exactly what we've.
That was my one.
Where did I set that view up again? I think it was one of these. Was it 5?
Yeah.
This is taking a lot more time now. Oh, there. So for some strange reason, in that view, it doesn't want to.
Go back to the view. Is it really? Oh, it is realistic.
Just put on shadows.
Nope. Does it have anything to do with horse detail?
That is so strange. I'll see why it's doing that because that's the way it should look. That's strange. Let me just do a quick render to see how it comes out. It should be nice and white in the render. That is so strange. Because what you might have to do is then render the elevation and then use the image. But you're going to lose quality. So what you could do is you could use a masking region very quickly over it and you can frost that out. In the, yeah, it's just going to... Yeah, but that's strange. I think something maybe with your graphics card settings... I don't think it should be. I'll check that. Just want to see how this renders and then... Because it was a lot easier in the past. I see there's a whole lot more settings now in these newer versions.
And my other biggest problem is storage.
What do you mean storage?
I'm very, very low on storage.
Are you using your Google Drive?
I am. But it seems like if my Google Drive is this amount full, then my computer is this amount full. It's not really. It's just because...
No, you can set it up so it mirrors. I think maybe she's done that. Let me just see here, settings. If you go to preferences, I'll show you. So you've got 2 options now, thanks. So what you do is, if you go to Google Drive, you want to stream, not mirror. If it's on mirror currently, oh no, it's on.
Even if it's on stream, it still says, like mine says it, but I know it's not the case.
No, it keeps it small, yeah.
Like it'll say your Google Drive is but it's not the case. You can still put as much as you want.
I'll check that. I'll check yours as well because there's a question mark there.
I haven't had a problem with it.
Okay, scratch this. Okay, I'll check. Cool. For some reason, this thing doesn't want to render this view. Why is it doing this now? Okay, and let's just make sure that we're using internal lighting. There's no lighting. Oh, that's why. You're in the pitch dark. Interior, there we go. In lighting. You've got an NVIDIA graphics card in there, it should. You might have to render these upstairs in the lab, on those machines in the lab. Okay, if this is a problem. Warning. Oh no, there it goes. There we go. You need more light. You see where you're getting external lights in? So you need to put in internal lights. Okay, let's just see. Oh, there we go. So you need some internal light. So it's letting in the light, but you need an internal light.
Well, it's good to know that my skylight is effective.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Check at that. See? Well, there's some good to come out of this. Okay, so that's cool. Okay.
Great.
Put some internal lights, then these things will start getting, and I've got a feeling that's why these views, because remember, this is relying off realistic light.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just, we need to go back in here. You might have to reset the view, but it'll come right, don't worry. Switch off shadows for now. Because it's trying to do these calculations. Okay. But in these views, I would use this contrasted. These give a much better, especially for your elevation views, it gives you a much better look and feel. Okay, then the realistic. Save the realistic for your renders, because in my opinion, this gives you a better view, and what's nice is when you cut through materials. So let me just make sure that's on. When you cut through objects, these things will be thick, so it'll read correctly. On a realistic mode.
Who is it? What mode?
So you got this consistent colors, which is what I prefer,
But then you edit
or
it.
shaded. But now watch this. I'll take this to the next level. In this view now, if you go to your visibility graph, you go to your graphic display, these settings. Watch this. Now with lighting, you're going to change these both to 30. I'll show you now. Oh, come on. You're going to switch on, not depth queuing, shadows. You're going to switch cast shadows and cast ambient shadows. Okay, apply. Then here, you're going to start playing with your lighting. So what we do is we make this 30, oh, sorry. Okay, 30, and then the sun, I'll bump this up to about 50 maybe. Now you can start seeing what it does is it gives you little ambient shadows there. So you can actually get a nice look at the tables inside. It just gives it more depth. And you maintain these nice thick lines around where you're cutting through existing materials. Okay.
Oh, it's not thick because it's 0 to 10.
Yeah. So if I change this one to 50, it'll read.
Yeah.
Now look how nice those little the depth queuing. You can see when it gets into corners that are far, it gets a nice little fade to it underneath there.
And then if I, in this kind of mode, put in artificial lighting, that make that
No, these shadows, it's not working the same. You'll then have to do a render of this, but you must say, in this case, sun, exterior, interior sun, and artificial. Then it will render, and then you run a render. But I would do this to illustrate, and then maybe pick 1 or 2 to render. But this is where you do all your documentation on.
These shadows aren't really right because you have a section box, so it's not. But it does show the depth.
It shows the depth. Yeah, exactly that. So if you pull this more, and we're in a 3D view, it's different if you're in a section. If you're cutting a section, it's different. But what I like is it gives things depth. It gives something more of it gives it more of a nice character to read. Okay.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Cool. My pleasure. But you're making progress. Good.
Shall I stop sharing?
You can just say, stop. Yeah, I'll close the door and stop sharing. There we go. Thank you.
Okay.